Disney News. Peña Nieto by the elections. Mazda 3 2014 has more success than expected. Russian invades Ukraine. I am Daniel Ortiz and this is the Teenage News with the participation of
Brenda Torres, Mariana Jordén, Fabiola Montoya, Fernando Muñiz, María Medina, Laura Ortega.
Culture. Now we're talking about the material and non-material, so we have to travel to Japan to the festival. We're going with you, Mariana.
Okay. Thanks, Danny. Now, in the Nordics, we have material culture. The material culture is all the things that involve a place or a community. Now, in the Nordics, we have a Japan Film Festival that took place in Los Angeles on May 9, 10, 11, and 18. The people watch movies, including drama, and some films of documentaries. And in the other part, we have non-material culture. That means the government of different places and the religions. We have like USA, Germany, and Russia that have different governments, and they don't meet up because of that. So that is the meaning of non-material culture and material culture.
Science. Factual. Erodation is founded in a forest of Chernobyl. We're going with you, Maria. Tell us something.
Hi, my name is Maria and we are talking about factual science. First, factual science talks about observational and natural facts. It studies like chemistry and sociology. Well, right now I'm going to tell you about a news that happens on the forest in the area of Chernobyl, where there is a lot of radiation that is detected because a plant that has a little problem and is affecting the animals that are there. For example, a mushroom. There is a radioactive mushroom. Yeah.
Now we're going to the kitchen to do some scientific method and to prove a theory. Hi everybody, we're right now in the kitchen of our studio. Brenda and I have a kind of discussion right here. I have an observation that Dolce Gusto is a better coffee than normal coffee. She doesn't believe me, so I have to prove it. I have made my research and still she doesn't believe me. So we're gonna make an experiment. Right now we have our materials. In one side we have milk, water, coffee, and some sugar. And in the other side we just have one Dolce Gusto capsule. So I think it's easier and faster to do it, but she doesn't. So we're gonna take a cup of water right here and we're gonna put it in the cup. Then we're gonna add some milk. I'm gonna get here. So we have milk and water. Then we're gonna go to the microwave and we're gonna get the coffee warm because nobody likes cold coffees. Well, just frappes. So, right here, we put 1 minute and we turn it on. Well, this is working. We're gonna make our Dolce Gusto too. So, we have our capsule here. We just close, we turn it on, and then we start the Dolce Gusto. It's cappuccino by the way. So, we're making this, and this is a capsule of some coffee and some milk together in just a small piece, and then this take water and put it together and get it inside of the cup. And in the other side we have milk and water, and then we have to add some coffee too. So we're gonna stop Right now, we turn this off and we take our coffee. We put it here. We take out our coffee because it's ready. And we put it here. Then we have to add some coffee. Some sugar. And we'll mix it. So, right now we have our coffee of Dolce Gusto and our normal coffee. But I cannot make the test, so we have a special guest. Luis Fernando Mir.
Hi, Danny. Hi,
Hi.
guys.
Well, he's gonna help us. You're gonna taste one of each coffee, and you're gonna tell us which one you think is the best.
Okay.
Careful, it's hot.
Okay. Okay.
So, the results are
Well, in my opinion, the best coffee is Dolce Gusto.
nice. So, in the conclusion, Dolce Gusto is better coffee than normal coffee. So, I win, Brenda. Formal science. Russia in presidential elections. We're going with you, Maria.
Thank you, lovely Danny. Well, right now we're going to talk about formal science. Formal science is about natural reasoning and human logic. Well, the news that I have for you is about Ukraine, that Russia is going to support them during presidential elections because it's the best for that country.
Right now, we're going to the laboratory to do some experiments. So, let's get together. We're right now in the laboratory, and we get really interesting news. Some medics and scientists have discovered a tunable virus that works like a safe disposable box. It takes 2 keys to open it and release the therapy of the cancer and other disease. So this could make that the cancer will get retraced and can get healed or can help to heal the cancer. So you can stop giving the medics that are given right now for cancer. You right now can stop taking that pain away from all the patients that have cancer in the institutions that are right now in the world. And it's really important for us, for you to know this. So if you know someone that has cancer, can get healed by this. It's right now an statement, we're not sure, but the scientists are getting really close for getting this like a cure for all the diseases that they can, including cancer. Thank you. Now we have some dogmas. We have news for homosexual relationships. We're going with you, Maria.
Thank you, Danny. Well, right now we're going to talk about dogma. Dogma is an official system that contains faith, principles, and containing also behavior. In the dogma, you can believe in something, but there is no fact that you can prove what you believe in. That is a dogma. Okay, I have a news that is about the first same homosexual wedding that is taking place in England. It says that in that country we continue to honor its proud traditions of respect, tolerance, and equal worth. So there is a dogma where people can respect what they believe.
culture. Now we're going to the studio to talk something about the literature and Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Here, in our comfortable space for reading, we're taking one of the important books of Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Here in Mexico, we're really sorry about his loss. He passed away the 14th of April of 2014. He was one of the most important literatists in the world, and he won the Nobel Prize of Literature. All the important representatives of Mexico are making some tributes to get really close to the loss of this important person. Right now, we want to say that this person was the best thing that could ever happen to Mexico. He was a Mexican and he went to Colombia to take some inspiration to write his novels. In some of the other places that he could go, and he went to a lot of places in the world, he take a little pieces of every single place that he went, and he write magnificent stories about everything he touched. He was one of the important persons of the world and for Mexico, and he is the representative of literature in the world right now. We are really sorry about his loss, and we really want to him come back. But right now, we're taking all his novels and make them part of our hearts, because he touched us with all his words. So thank you, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, for your awesome work. Thank you for everything you give us. And we're really sorry because we lost you. But it's not in vain, because right now, you are one of our classics and one of our lovers. Thank you. Democracy. There is justice in the elections of Enrique Peña Nieto? We're going with you, Laura. What do you have to tell us?
Thank you, Danny. Our newly president EPN is not as honest as we think. The last July the 1st, he won the elections officially by taking the 35% of the PRD. So that's the government we want. But first, what is democracy? Democracy is supposed people choose a leader to govern a place or a country. So with this definition, do you think it's the best option? What do you think? Back to the studio with Danny.
Let's get some news of music and Miley Cyrus. Hi everybody, we're going to talk about society and social good. So right now we have one interest, Miley Cyrus, a lovely and awesome singer of these years. So right now she's giving a Europe tour and she's going to start in London, but she had an allergic reaction, so she had to postpone it from so many days. And right now, in the 21st of the last month, she had her first concert at London, finally, after 3 times of postponing it. So we're going to hope that she has a very good beginning. She talked when she was in the hospital about her getting recovered. And she said in Twitter that she really missed the tour and she wanted to get it back. And she has been sorry to all her fans that are waiting for her, and because she was late. The doctors told her that she had to wait until later to get it burned, but she decided to get to the concert as quick as she wants to, because it's better for everybody, and because she doesn't want to disappoint her public. So we want to wish her a very good recovery, and we want her the greatest exit ever in Europe. So good luck, Miley Cyrus, your next part of the tour in Germany. Society, negative defense on the actions of workers. We're going with you, Fabi.
Thank you, Danny. Nigeria defends actions as workers taken. Hundreds of schoolgirls have been kidnapped with violence by the terror group Boko Haram. This means Western education is a sin. The point of this is to sell the girls in the market, in name of his god Allah. According to this, the girls should be married, not studying and getting into universities, high schools, and other types of education. This violates their rights because they don't have free will, they don't have the education that they should be allowed, they are not with their families, so this violates their human rights. The New York government has provided enough information to families and society. Now, this is an international issue because of the unexpected human rights of these girls. This is provided and told by everyone because of the social networks, principally by Twitter and their hashtag we want our girls back. This involves institution, which is a cultural model with purpose, who works as a unit. In this case, we have the government, the police, NGO as a unit, as institution in this new. We will go back to you, Danny.
In the other side, we have international rights, USA and Russia agreements. What happened there, Mariana?
Thanks, Danny. Now in the news, the USA and Russia governments warned last Friday that they are searching about the way of put sanctions of some parts of Russia because in Russia they have a searching group in unconditional living forms of the Belarusians, and the next May 20, I think, the Europe group are going to get meeting to take note of this and get solved of it. Okay.
Economy is what we think it is? What do you have to tell us, Brenda?
Thanks, Danny. Well, I'm going to talk about economy and one simple example. What's economy? Economy is an entire network of producers, distributors, and consumers of goods and services in a local, regional, or national community. For example, from this Mother's Day, all the prices from flowers of gifts related are duplicated in prices. So that's economy. Thanks, Danny.
Violence and civil wars. We're listening to you, Fabi.
Thank you, Danny. Violence and fear of civil wars in Ukraine. What do you fear the most, a civil war or a Russian invasion? This Friday, 46 people died in Odessa city. On Sunday, pro-Russian forces took the police station. There will be a civil war. It seems that Russia is still promoting the instability in Ukraine. Most of all, the pro-Russians in Ukraine are promoting this instability again in Ukraine. Apparently, pro-Russians consider that Ukraine government is useful. NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is worried about Russia taking Ukraine. So apparently, the economic blockade is not working. On United States and Europe countries, all the G5 are in economic blockade, but it seems not working. So United States, with the NATO support, could intervene in this country because of the people and the possible, very, very possible civil war. Thank you. We came back to you, Danny.
Ryanair and its taxes. And Peña Nieto makes a new inversion in the tourism. Let's listen to this, Brenda.
Thanks, Danny. Well, I'm going to talk about macroeconomics and microeconomics. The notice that I have is that our president Enrique Peña Nieto, the last Wednesday, talked to us that Mexico is one of the countries with the highest level of
of tourism potentialism. So he put like a law that includes the tourism. And this law is divided in 4 parts or 4 elements that in the future is going to make Mexico the best potential of tourism. So we are going to see what is Mexico in the tourism in some years ago. But what's macroeconomy? Macroeconomy is about the topic that involves like all the country, is like the bigger potential of economics. But what's microeconomics? Microeconomics is all the opposite. It's about the smallest levels. It's the personal or the topics that only affects family or individual person, like this one. The Rhineland's Airline increased their tariff against he after earned 45.2 million in this semester. It's going to disappear by these elements like regulation, consumers or the personnel in the airline, security and expectations in the charge of the prices. So that's the news of micro and macroeconomics. Thanks, Dani.
The Russian army to the Iranian region of Greece. Listen to you, Fernando.
Well, thank you, Dani. The last weekend, the Russian President Vladimir Putin received the authorization from the parliament to mobilize the Russian army to the Ukrainian region of Crimea. All this current crisis began because the Ukrainian government seemed to sign a popular association agreement with the European Union, and the Russian army maintains a strong presence in Crimea. But why this is related with the state and nation topics? Well, the state is a power structure that settles itself over a determined territory, and the nation is a community of people that share language, traditions, and culture. But in this specific case, both Ukraine and Russians share the same language and traditions over the same territory, which in this case is a state. Thank you, we'll keep you informed, and we go back to the studio with you, Dani.
Mazatri in 2014 increased unexpectedly its sales. Let's see this, Brenda.
Well, I'm going to talk about offer and demand. What's offered? Offered is like the companies, their production or their services that they made. And demand is what the people or the population want to have. But like the notice that I have right now is this Mazda 3 2014 right now have more demand than offer right now. The production is smaller than the people wanted. So that's go better, much better if the production is going to be better in months after. Thanks, Dani.
This has been all for tonight. Thanks for watching us, and this was Teenage News.